What's going on, everyone? And
Hello,
Nihon.
Nihon.
This is the podcast where I, myself, Christian,
And Clayton.
talk about Japan. So last week we talked about the don't do's in Japan. So today we're going to talk about the do-do's in Japan. So these are the unwritten rules of Japan that you probably want to do, and if you don't do, you might stand out a little bit. But I mean, hey, just being a foreigner in Japan, you might already stand out. But if you want to just, follow the rules that are not written, hear us out because we're going to get started with number 1.
Number 1. Always have cash on you.
Yes, that's a really good one.
Japan is a cash-based economy. They're starting to get some, debit cards and credit cards, but a lot of the stores still aren't doing it. And then probably not even Apple Pay or Android Wallet, all those thingies. It's so much easier just to have cash. And a lot of the restaurants or grocery stores, konbinis, they have not vending machines, what would you call it? Like an ATM money. The money takers. The money taker machines. You know what I'm talking about, right, audience? Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So you just insert your yen and then spits out the change. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, most stores, of course, you have supermarkets, electronic stores, and all kinds of stuff like that. But I think something that might surprise a lot of people is that Japan actually has a lot of really small shops. And I'm talking small shops, just an old lady and an old man working there. They don't have any kind of machines, and you just pay them with cash.
Right? They'll have a calculator. That's their cash register.
Yeah, and actually, it was really hard for me to get used to it in Japan because I used my debit card everywhere I went. But, I mean, you might get yourself in a really bad situation if you don't have cash on you.
Right.
It's, really, really common for someone not to take card.
And I want to make this, really clear. It's not a bad thing to have a lot of money on you in Japan. In America, I felt unsafe having 100 with me.
Yeah.
When I was here, before I started living here, I was walking with a friend, and she lost her little baggie of money. And it had, $200, $300, because it was her spending money when she was on vacation. And we were freaking out because we went for a walk, and it was gone. On the way back home, someone put it on, the area where a sign is. So, the concrete, and someone placed it there. Nothing was missing. Japan is amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like. People are pretty much, if you drop something, I want to say you're more than likely going to get it back. If you have some form of identification in there so they know it's you. I actually just found a wallet not too long ago.
What?
Yeah, I found a wallet when I was walking to the station, and it had I want to say $300 in there, the equivalent. And so I brought it to the police station because it's right in front of the station, the train station. And I was like, hey, I'm going to miss my train, but I found this wallet. Here's the wallet, take it. And they're like, wait, you're entitled to a certain percent of the money because you found the wallet.
Oh.
I was like, no. I don't need the money. I just want to make my train. Keep the wallet or give it to the person. Don't keep it. But yeah, not that it's really important right now, but if you do find a wallet and you return it or to the police station, they will give you a certain percentage of the money.
That's super cool. I did not know that.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like in America, if you lose your wallet, people are going to see it and they're going to oh yeah, money. I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, it's gone. If you lose it, it's gone.
But in Japan, it almost makes you feel like a good person for returning someone else's wallet on top of getting paid a certain percentage of the money.
Right. An incentive to be kind.
Right. So always have cash on you.
Always have cash and be a kind person. That's the do of this one.
And don't lose your wallet. I think that should just be the number 1. Just don't lose your wallet.
Right. Number 2.
Bring a souvenir. Yes. So in Japan, when you travel somewhere and then you return back to work, you're usually supposed to bring a small souvenir for everybody in the office. It doesn't have to be a $10 item for each person. But sometimes you'll have people buy a box of snacks with 30 snacks in there. And they'll just kind of distribute them to everybody, give everybody 1 or 2. And it's kind of nice because what I really like about Japan is each of the 47 prefectures is known for a different snack or different food or something like that. And so when someone travels to a different prefecture and brings back I don't know, like a little treat from that prefecture, it kind of makes people happy because like, oh, you can only get this when you go there. I love these things. And I mean, like, who's not happy when somebody gives you like a
free
little
food
snack? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And if you're coming to Japan from a different country, they would love, I feel like anyone would love, a present from where you live. Even if it's snackies, I think snackies would be great. It's like, oh, we eat these when we're hungry in, I don't know, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, I think Japan's really big on like souvenirs and just gift giving in general. I know, how do I say this? So when I was working at a middle school, every year for the sports day event at the school, we would have teachers who used to work at that school who were relocated to a different school. They would all come back to the school on the sports day and give drinks to all of the teachers who helped and participated and stuff because it's hot.
Aww.
And so it's like, even though you don't really work there anymore, you're still kind of expected to come back and like give people drinks and stuff like that and kind of support everybody. But yeah, it's really good, not only when you're traveling to like a different place, but to just give people gifts, small gifts every now and then, because like, I'm not kidding when I say this, it really goes a long ways.
What a fun way to show that you care about someone.
Right. And even if you don't care about somebody, it still makes like your guys' relationship a little bit better.
Right.
It makes it easier to work with the person.
Here, eat it. Shut up.
Eat it. I didn't poison it, I swear.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So bring a gift.
Number 3. In Japan, it is not considered rude to slurp your food. Like slurp your noodles, slurp your tea?
I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. But it's actually considered a compliment to the chef. Instead of saying like, oh, it's so good, it's delicious, like how I do all the time, regardless of if I slurp or not. It's a really, I don't know, easy way to let the chef know that, oh, you did a good job.
Right. Because when was the last time you thought about slurping food that was not good?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, in America, it's the opposite. You want to eat very quietly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've also seen like some research that was conducted that kind of shows that the more you slurp your noodles, the more you can taste it, is what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't confirm how true that is, but I mean, hey, that's what we're going with. And I think a lot of people in Japan also believe that. So, yeah, like if you're having like a bowl of ramen or some kind of soup or tea, yeah, just go ahead and slurp it. It's not rude. Of course, everything is done in moderation.
Yeah, control that slurp.
Don't be that guy, but it's totally acceptable, and I mean, it's just a part of the culture.
Right? Slurping ramen can be dangerous if you do it too strongly, so.
Yeah. But also, just adding on to that though, I noticed in America, I want to say since we don't slurp our noodles, we usually bite it when we have like enough in our mouth.
Yep.
But in Japan, like when they're slurping it, they're trying to get like the entire noodle in their mouth. And so if you don't slurp it, like that would just be really hard to eat the food. And so I think like each culture serves its own purpose for having, the food culture it has.
Absolutely. I still bite my noodles.
I do too, and I think I will probably never stop biting my noodles. It's just easier to eat for me.
It is. I can only chew so much.
Right. I slurp my noodles, but I also bite them when I'm content.
Oh man. What are we on? 4?
I don't even remember. Next one.
Next one.
Run to the phone or the door. Yeah, so this was a really surprising one for me. Because in America, when the phone rings, we're just like, oh, who is it? You look at the phone. Oh, I gotta talk to this person. Or, oh, this person's calling me. Let me answer.
Voicemail, click.
But, like, in Japan, I swear, like, they answer the phone before they even know who's calling. Like, it's so important to just answer the phone as fast as possible. I think a part of that's, in the last episode, we talked about how people say, like, excuse me instead of thank you, kind of, because it kind of makes you feel a little bit lower and makes them feel higher. So when you run to a phone, it shows that, like, they're high, how do you say this? It shows that they're an important person. And if you don't answer the phone fast, it kind of shows them like, oh, I'm taking my time.
Yeah,
because I'm above you.
It's a very nice way to show people that their time matters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried to call, I don't know, any business and you're on hold for 30 minutes. Makes you not really like the business.
Right. And I feel like if you still call like an internet provider or something like that in Japan, they're probably still going to put you on hold, but I'm sure they'll still answer the phone fast and say, "Hey, can you please hold?"
You get a machine still. Probably. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Not to go off on a tangent though, but also in Japan, when you talk to people on the phone, you usually don't really like waste time. I know like in America and stuff, sometimes it's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And like there's a lot of like side conversation too. In Japan, I feel like it's usually just straight to the point.
I I can attest to that. I was talking
thi-
to an Apple provider, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how their family was doing during the virus.
Was that a Japanese person?
It was not. She was from Tasmania.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is like in Japan, I feel like they usually get straight to the point though.
I would love that. That's great. I mean, no offense. I really like talking. Shout out to Courtney for fixing my iTunes problem. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, run to the phone, run to the door. And also, it's really cool. I noticed a lot of like houses in Japan have they have the little, what do you call it? Intercom? The little
Oh, yeah, one of the
screen.
things where you can see the person. Maybe.
Yeah, you don't have to look through the little peephole. You can just see a screen in a different room, so you know exactly who's at the door.
That's super cool.
It is. You can press a button to speak to the person, so you don't actually have to go to the door. But it's convenient, so you know who's at the door, but also so you can like respond to them as fast as possible.
We have that at the elementary school. The kids will press the
Oh
button.
yeah,
It's adorable.
that is really cute.
Let me in.
Nice.
Number 5?
Number next.
So, if you're going to like a nomikai or like a party, you usually, I'll just say you don't. You don't want to pour drinks for yourself. Whether it's like orange juice or tea or beer, you want to pour for other people first. It's a nice way to show that you care about them or to show that they come first or just to be kind. And usually what you'll do is you'll pour a drink for them and they might pour a drink for you. It's kind of considered rude or selfish to just, only pour it for yourself.
Yeah, I noticed too, like a lot of, like in the Japanese like social hierarchy, the people at the bottom usually are the ones that like pour people's drinks for them. If you go to like a nomikai or like a drinking party, there's usually, not always, but usually like a designated like person who pours other people's drinks.
A poorer person.
He's a pourer. We're making English people.
Oh, silly goose. Yeah, and usually they'll do it in a way to where they'll move the bottle to where you can see the label as you pour.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not really one to drink alcohol, but I've definitely seen situations where somebody doesn't want to drink anymore, but the person who's like designated to like pour people's drinks, he'll just keep pouring their drink every time they finish. So I think what a lot of people do is, whether it's alcohol or just orange juice or soda or whatever, if you don't want somebody to pour you any more drink, don't drink all of it.
A good way to show that you're done drinking is to leave stuff.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it makes sense though. If you drink all of it, people are probably thinking like, "Oh wow, he's thirsty.
Right?
Let's give him more."
Or, man, this must taste good.
Must taste good, yeah. So that's that.
Right? God, I miss parties. I miss going out.
Right, it's definitely been a while since the whole pandemic.
Someday.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, number last.
Number last. Even if you don't have anything to do something. Look important. I think that's really important in Japanese society is because if, let's say you're at work, for example, even if you have no more work, of course you can't just go home early. So I think what a lot of people in Japan do is they try to help other people. Even if they don't really have any work and they can't find anything to do, like just kind of like walk around and like, ask people like, "Hey, can I help you with something?" and look busy. Because being involved is sometimes valued more than the actual work that you do.
Nice. I want to compare that to America, but I feel like it's the opposite in America. If you get done with a project, you're done. Start something else.
See, I have a really bad habit of when I'm finished with something, I'm just like, "All right, well, I'm done now." But I think, especially in Japan, it's more like, okay, what else can I do?
Right.
I'm going to be here until this time. I'm going to ask people if they need help.
Yeah. I love the hardworking mindset. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with work.
Yeah, I love the hardworking environment. up until the time that I'm, supposed to work.
Right. It's there is nothing wrong with working hard. There's nothing wrong with helping others. But as soon as that clock hits leave time, it's time to leave.
I want to go home.
Right. Go home, make dinner.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of a problem in Japanese society too, because everybody wants to be involved as much as possible in the teamwork, which I think is wonderful. But with that being said, nobody wants to go home first from work. So then you kind of get like this awkward situation where everybody's at the office and nobody's going home because they don't want to be that first person. So I definitely think they get a lot more work done that way. But with that being said, sometimes I kind of wish like they would just take a break or enjoy their life a little bit more.
Right?
If that makes any sense.
I wonder how much of that is part of the culture or how much of that is part of like business propaganda.
Well, I think it's easy for you and I to say, especially because we grew up in America. We both worked in America and Japan, and that's what we know. Like, oh, in America we do that. We have something to compare Japanese work culture to. But if you're born in this environment and that's all you ever seen, I think it's just kind of normal for you to want to work overtime every day. I don't want to say want to work overtime, but just it's expected of you.
There you go, expected. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Right. My brother, when he started his job, I think it required 16 hours of PTO, paid overtime, right? I don't know. I always just think that's so weird. Why don't you just pay me for the work, and if I want to work more, I will. Yeah. I don't know. It's all those business books I've been reading.
Especially in America. My last job, I worked at a kindergarten, and whenever it hit 5 p.m., like, the other teachers and stuff were like, dude, go home. Like, you don't have to be here anymore. Like, they were being nice about it, but it was like, what are you doing still here? Like, go enjoy your life.
Right? And I would literally throw the kids out of the way to leave.
I wouldn't do all that, but...
Timmy, move!
But, yeah, get here an hour early and leave a couple hours late. I think that's normal in Japan.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think it's time to wrap up this episode.
Hey guys, guess what? We're done with this episode, so we're going to finish.
There you go.
Thank you guys for listening. If you liked us, you can follow us on Hello Nihon Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can also listen to us wherever you find podcasts. Don't forget to follow. If you feel like it, you can give us a 5-star review. That'd be super duper dope. Give us more, I don't know, what's it called? Offerings to the algorithm gods?
Yeah, the algorithm gods.
Right? Let them shine down upon us.
Pray to them.
God. Until next time, bye. We should have a 15-hour work week.